we came about was I just figured we were actually from Pittsburgh, so Steel is involved with that, being from the Steel City. And our music kind of is like dark and introspective and has kind of like a hollow sound. So we kind of put the two together, and it was like Steel Hollow. It just sounded cool, and and since then we've been going with it. People seem to really like it.
Now, where in Pennsylvania are you guys from?
We're from Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, okay. So I thought you guys said Newcastle.
Yeah, that's actually, my drummer actually is from Newcastle, so he's a little bit outside of Pittsburgh. So that's why when we kind of break it up, Pittsburgh, Newcastle, Pennsylvania, and it's kind of tough sometimes, a little bit of a drive to meet up with each other, but we obviously like to play in Pittsburgh a lot, and it always works out.
Have you guys played any venues down here in Northern Virginia, D.C. area?
You know what? Actually, we played one venue towards D.C. I actually can't even remember the name of it right now. It was so long ago. It was about 3 years ago, and it was really fun. And we enjoyed traveling. So we've been putting a lot of main focus into local, just getting the CD out, and we plan on actually putting on a little bit more of a bigger tour, going out and hitting a few more spots like that in the near future. So
you guys want to focus mainly on East Coast, or do you want to venture west, or
it depends. I was out in California actually over the summer, and kind of checking out the music scene out there, and I don't you always got to find the appropriate scene for your genre, and I don't think it was happening too much out there for us.
Right.
Just checking it out, and it's a lot of different type of, seems like people in a little bit different type of music than we did it with much better. Yeah,
more poppy out there.
More poppy, more even sometimes. Yeah, right, exactly, mainstream. And we find like we're really into like old classic rock and grunge music, and heavy hard rock, and that just wasn't seeming to fit too much out there. So
Pittsburgh's the best place for you then.
Maybe not all the way there, but definitely along the East Coast, we definitely get a lot better of a response from the fans. So.
Now, as far as writing your music, do you guys collaborate as a group to put your music together?
Actually, how we usually do it is me and Mike have always worked kind of as a team. My brother Mike, and we have been doing it for years, and it just seems to really work out that way. So sometimes we'll sit down and Mike will write the music and I'll write the lyrics, or he'll write, his own song and I'll write my own song, and sometimes we'll just collaborate on the whole thing together, we'll write songs together, and that's just kind of how they come out, and they seem to, it seems to work that way. So we always kind of stick with, you got to stick with what works. So.
Now, when you and Mike were growing up, were you both still into the music being into music in general? Were you both like in band or chorus or?
Yeah, growing up, when we were just young kids, we took guitar lessons, and we're always kind of into it. I even, I was a drummer for a while. I tried all kind of different instruments before I found my niche on the bass. But yeah, we were always kind of into it, and always loved, we're inspired by music, and throughout our childhoods, and not until we were probably about 17, 18, around that area, where we really decided, man, we could start doing this, have a career maybe doing it. So, we kind of put it together, and and really for the past 8 years or so, we've really been doing it ever since. So.
Nice. Now, you guys just came out with your EP. Did that drop this month?
Actually, no, it's going to drop next month.
We just put out
the first single a few weeks back, and that music video, and kind of building that up a little bit for the first release. We spent 8 months in the studio doing this recording, and really proud of it, really proud of how it turned out. Can't wait for people to hear it. So.
Now, if you guys are just tuning in, we're talking with John. He's the bass player of Steel Hollow. You guys can check them out at www.steelhollow.com. Also, you guys can find them on Cijo Rock. They are the featured artist right now. Now, your new EP that's coming out, how many songs do you have on it?
There's going to be 4 on this EP, but we're actually in the studio again right now, working on the next. We're going to put out the full length, probably sometime over the summer, and that's going to be 7 more songs. So that, in the studio is always a very long process. So even putting out 4 songs is giving people a taste up until they can get the purchase the album. So.
Now, when your album drops, where can they get it? Can they get it on iTunes, Amazon? Where can they find your music? I'm assuming they can get it from steelhollow.com, but what other sources are out there for you guys?
Yeah, you'll be able to access it from steelhollow.com. After that, we are, as soon as we drop it, we're going to have it up CD Baby. People can purchase it, iTunes, Amazon.com. You know, at any live venue, obviously, they can come up and purchase a disc. Yeah, so we'll have plenty of sources for people, you know, if they want to visit, you know, via our website, or, you know, they'll be able to definitely purchase our music there, and, you know, like through those sites.
Now, anyone who's looking to get into a band, anyone who's looking to start a band, what one tip could you give them?
If I had to, you know, sum it up in a pretty quick statement, I would say, you know, you gotta be persistent. If you're gonna, you know, there's a lot of great bands out there, and there's a lot of bands that go at it halfway. And what I would say, you know, in one word, is basically persistence. You know, you got to be willing to put up with going out to shows and not having, you know, anybody playing to nobody for a long time before you start to gain any type of following. And you really gotta, you know, you gotta have your head on the game. And if you're not, then maybe there's a better business for you to go into, because music won't be it. You know, so persistence will be the one word I could sum it up. Yeah.
So it's pretty much the swim or drown theory. You guys either got to swim and, you know, stay afloat, or you guys can just disappear in the darkness.
Right. Yeah. It's, you know, like everything you're going to do is going to be a long process, and by the time, you know, you finish this and that, doing your studio work and your music videos, you put it out there, you hope people respond to it. It's just it's a lot of work. You know. Awesome.
Well, John, we appreciate you coming on the show with us tonight. Do you have any thanks or anything you need to give to anybody?
Yeah, hey, thanks for having us on the show. You know, we really appreciate it, and I'd like to thank C-Joe Rock for featuring us as the featured artist, and you know, thanks to Tom Larkin Productions as well for the awesome job he did on our video. So.
Absolutely. I have your song "Fugitive Mind." You want to bring it in for us?
Yeah, definitely. This is John from the band Steel Hollow. You're listening to the JJDJ
Radio.
Is that right?
Yep, you got it right, bro.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just JJDJ Radio and
been in this prison cell you laid me in for way too long. I faced the